everybody, Julie here, and today I am going to be doing a walkthrough of this gorgeous journal. I have been doing some pages in and some sermon takeaways in and some prayers in, and just wanted to do a work in progress video for you guys. It's not finished, so it's definitely a work in progress, and I just keep adding little things to it all the time. I think it's important to share little bits of yourself, especially little bits if you're of your faith. Like in this journal, I'm going to stop and probably read you a couple of things that I've sermon takeaways and some important things that are important to me. And I think that's important to share, even though it's hard sometimes to share the personal aspects of your life, but sometimes people need to hear those things. And so that's where I come from when I share personal things or things that I've done that mean something to me, especially things that are faithful based, because God shares things with me through other people. And so I feel that if there's something I can share about him that can reach someone that needs to hear it, then that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So that is my hope for when I share my journals and personal prayers and personal experiences. Because social media makes your life look like it's all fun and games, but life is hard and there are hard moments. And sharing the joy as well as the hard stuff, like sometimes that's what it's all about. So I cleaned off my desk to do this video because it's been a hot mess lately because I've been crafting hardcore, but I found this little piece that I thought needed to go right here on the cover, so that's what I was just doing and just adding it right in there. So even though the cover was finished, like it's never really finished. It just, if you find something that belongs there, then you just add it. Like recently I've added the big flower, and then just right now you saw me add this little piece, and it just kind of complements everything I think really well. But this is from the Fresh Start kit from Pink Paper Peppermints, and I know you've seen this before because it's something I've shared before. Our inner self is being renewed day by day, and that's from 2 Corinthians. So let's go ahead and get started. Here, this cover is acrylic, like the clear acrylic, but I've painted it and then done some collaging on top. And then I've got this little ornament with a little bird on it, which I thought went really well with the Fresh Start birds. And then this charm I got from Hobby Lobby years ago and never used it, and decided this was the time to use it. So it's kind of travel theme, but I just like the way it kind of hangs off with the colors and the camera. It just kind of fit right in. And then the back is also acrylic that I've just painted out. So this is actually the painted side, but if you look at the inside, you can see how there's a reflection. That's the inside of the painting, if that makes any sense. This is actually the clear part, and then the painting is right here. All right, so let's get started. So I've been using this journal for prayers and for sermon takeaways, and I'm just gonna flip through and let you see what I've been doing. So this is part of Pink Paper Peppermints kit. I think it was, my brain just went blank. It is from The Great Exchange, I think. So the little birds are so cute. I actually took it to a journal meetup, and she's like, "Where did you find that beautiful page?" I'm like, "It's a printable." And so then I shared, the little QR code that Melissa puts on tops of her printables. Like I literally ripped it off and said, "Here, check it out." So if you've got those little QR codes, use them like little calling cards, and people like your work, you just pass it out. And then on the back side, I've got this pocket that I put all my stuff in when I cut it out, so that it's here waiting for me. I forget about it sometimes, and I find it and like, oh yeah, I've already got so much ready to go. And then this is something I like to do a lot when I do a ring bound journal, is make a template. So it looks like a pretty little bookmark. It's on some Braille paper, and I just kind of collaged the front, but it's a template, so it matches the holes. So when I find something I want to stick in here, I just pull my little mark out, and then I've got my template. I punch my holes, and then I can punch it in. Here is just a prayer. Everything's like a flip up because I like interactive things. Here's some sermon takeaways, March 5th. Here's something I wanted to share with you guys. Jesus will wait for you. That was really something that stood out to me in this sermon, so I thought that was important to share. Here's a little pocket I made with one of the prayer cards. It's just got a tag in it right now waiting for some inspiration. Here's a little quote card that I had found somewhere and decided to stick it in there. Another little prayer with a flip up. Some verses. Lots of room for inspiration, but lots of just pretty, and it's okay to leave things like blank, like if you like it, just leave it and let it live there. Not everything has to be super decorated. Somebody stamped this for me at this meetup I went to, and so I just stuck it in there. Here's a little pocket I've shared with you guys before, and it's just kind of got some tuck spots, so I just tucked some things in. That's one of the Pink Paper Peppermints journal cards with the little birds. So cute. And here's another little verse from there. This is a piece of paper, just embellished it a little bit. Here's a sermon takeaway with some notes in it. Here we go. This is important. You are somebody's answered prayer. So I thought that was really important to share there. And this little butterfly, I just glued it in the middle. So now it kind of sits there and flaps around. This is probably one of my favorite pieces of ephemera. It's so gorgeous. I think it's the Great Exchange, but I'm not sure. And then here's another piece. I think this is from the Summer Stories. It's just a journal card that I punched into a tiny folder and then just wrote a little Bible verse inside. And here's just a vintage word card. And I just did a little bit of scripture on the back. And here's a label, but you can see I didn't fit onto the label. So just, you can use them as embellishment too. Just stick it in there. Very cute. And this was fun. Like this coil, I don't even know what it's from, but it sat around my craft room forever, and I just stuck it on this paper clip, and it just makes me so happy to use up something that like really was trash. This page is so pretty. I just leaving it as it is and just clipped a little thing with my fun little paper clip, and I think like that page is complete. It just makes me happy. Here's a postcard, a vintage postcard I got from a friend, journaling friend, and I just stuck a piece of ephemera from Pink Paper Peppermints on it. Voila, complete. I made this heart a long time ago. It's like a stuffed heart, like there's stuffing inside. It's puffy, and it hung on a door in my house, and it just fell off one day, and I decided I'm not gonna hang it back up. But you can see the original holes from the hanger, but they didn't fit, so I just punched new holes and stuck it in. Oh, like this one ripped, so we've got to fix that. So when that happens, because that will happen when you're using vintage paper, you just grab some washi tape and you just fix it. I don't know where my hole punch is right now, so I may not be able to do it all the way, but you just add a little bit more. Well, that was kind of a big piece, Julie. And you rip some of the paper off on accident, but that's okay, because washi will make a new spot for you to punch. And then when I find my hole punch, I'll punch it a new hole and stick it back in. Someone had given me some chocolate bars, and they were so good, and they were a gift, so I wanted to keep them, so I just ripped the covers off and I turned it into a pocket. And then Melissa had sent me a card, and I just kept it all right here because it was really, I thought, a really special thing I wanted to keep, and it fits right in the chocolate pocket. A friend did some stamping for me on this vintage library card catalog card, and I just taped it in. Here's a pocket. I just finished this one up. This was in progress, but this is a Pink Paper Peppermint pocket and some tags, and I just made a little fabric binding and just did some lettering and lots of glitter. And I like the way the glitter, like the pressure, like it flattened it out. I don't know, it's like kind of that loosey-goosey, I don't know what kind of glitter that is, like snowflake stuff. And here it's, you can see it's like texture and stuff, but the pressure of it made it flat here. And I was like, oh, that's kind of an interesting, fun look. I don't know if you guys find that interesting. I don't know. Here is a flip up card. I've made this before. Here's something important. God can't use who you pretend to be. So if you're not being your authentic self, God can't use you. He can't use you for good if you're pretending to be something you're not. So I try to keep that in perspective. Here is a scripture card I had got from somebody. Don't know who it was anymore, but it needed a place, a home. So it found a home here in this book, and it was too big, but I didn't want to cut it off. So this is just like washi tape on the back of it. just to make it decorative. And it's kind of pretty there. It blends with that, and then it's pretty over here too. One more thing I wanted to point out, this right here, this piece of lace, literally was the cutoff from this piece. It was a little bit too long, but I didn't want to throw it away, so that's just like the scrap cut off. So I just thought it went good there. Just use all the things is my point. That's my point. Here's another little flip up on this beautiful paper. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is printouts. Is it from the Rhythms of Grace 10? I think it's just a gorgeous printout. And I just printed on regular paper, like notebook paper. And then it's not as thick, but then I can add lots of embellishments to make it strong. But that's why your holes might rip, and that's why you have to fix them. So you can just see, you know, everything I've used, kind of like little, you know, pink paper peppermints, bits and pieces here and there. So cute. They're perfect embellishments for literally anything you have. You add a little bit of vintage pink paper peppermint ephemera to it, and it's just makes it special. This card a friend made for me, and I just kind of floated around, and I found it home here in this book because it's perfect. It's like a giant journaling card, and we did like our playing card, and we did a swap, and she signed it. Here's just some embellishment. I love the word art from the Great Exchange that came out this year. Perfect. I love the look of this. Like, I'm really into blues and greens, and to me this is almost like a perfect page. And then I just added a green, or like, it's perfect. You don't have to go all out for all the decorating. I mean, if you like it, just leave it. Makes you happy. You guys have seen this before. This is my little pocket with my word art on it, and I just made it into little tucks. And I think this is just fun just to play with. You just sit around and read it and tuck it back in and layer it up and make it pretty. I just love interactive things. So fun. Very cute. Oh, here was a sermon. Okay, so I didn't put a date on this one, but the other day on Instagram I shared the little live where you are writing on the journal cards, and it's literally right here. It's this tiny little part that I shared, but that really meant a lot to me, and that is something that I took away from this sermon that I thought was important. So live where you are and let God do great things there. So much easier said than done. But that is just, this is 2 journal cards from one of the kits, Oh Happy Day, I think, but I never cut them in half, so it just made a card, like I just folded them in half. And then I had a piece of a giant journaling tag that I just glued to the front, so then it made it, you know, 3-sided. Super cute. Here is another sermon takeaway. I didn't date this one either. Here's probably one of my favorite pieces of ephemera. I love this one. The little mushroom with the little birds. And was there something here I wanted to share? Oh yeah. Here's just a cutoff of some poetry I thought was good, but this right here, His grace is that good. Like, I took that from a sermon, so I wanted to share that with you guys because that's a good one. His grace is that good. So nice. You guys have seen this before. This is probably my favorite page ever. It's just gorgeous. It's that blue roses again, but just with a little bird and just little, nothing on the back of it yet, but just so cute. Someone did some stamping here for me. I just did this the other day. I love this one. I think Cheryl had done this one before. I like to do this a lot in a lot of my journals. It's a great way to use a lot of ephemera on one page. So it's just this easy little waterfall mechanism. It's just fun to play with. Yay! Okay, perfect. And then I did this page. I love this little postcard. So cute. So cute. And then here's just some blank pages waiting for something. I've shown this page before with the verse of the month. Here is some more. This was Mother's Day. I did some journaling. You do all things well. So God does all things well. And how lucky are we that we get to witness that. So I didn't do any prep work. I just went in, and so I didn't use my felt tip pen on these pages, I used just like a, you know, ink pen, so it didn't bleed through, but it doesn't make my handwriting as nice. So you guys have seen this before. It's like a tuck-in. I haven't done any journaling on that yet. We're waiting for the right moment. Here is, oh, this was for my birthday when we went to church. And so it's kind of a party atmosphere here. Here, there wasn't a lot to journal that day, but this was important. Jesus does the most with the least. So if you'll take that with you, think about that one. And then this is the one I just had. So you can see, I don't do things in chronological order. Like, that's okay. I just put it where it needs to go, I guess. But I thought this was really fun. You can see that I do like a verse here and then journaling underneath. And I've done this a few other times in some other things you've seen. Like here, like, you know, a separation between the things. And I like to do it like that. And this is just some pink peppermint pepper. And then I cut out some hearts. I'm actually cutting it out during service. I know I'm a little crazy, but I'm actually sitting there cutting out these hearts during service and gluing all my washi tape on. I just bring it all with me. This was something I wanted to share. You can't love God and not love other people. So if you love God, you have to love people. I think that's important to know. And then I've got this little tag here that I put here, and I haven't used it yet, but this is from the Summer Stories. It's very, very sweet. And I think that's about it, friends. I've got just some blank pages back here waiting for me. And here is the end. And that is all I've got to show you today. This is my working journal, so it's a work in progress. And I just wanted to share that today with you. Thanks for watching. Have a great one. Bye.